So there is a whole teaching about the mysticism of Jesus, that he went to Egypt to obtain all the mysticism of Egypt. And it's funny when you look at the Freemasons and you go into their temples, and I've never been in their temples, but I've seen pictures of them, that they have Egyptian obelisks, pyramids. They have the Eye of Horus, and in fact they worship Horus, the all-seeing eye, which is the solar god or sun god, which is Satan-inspired god. And they have pictures of pharaohs and all kinds of Egyptian pictures in their temples. This is true for the Gnostics as well. I went on the internet and looked up some sites on Gnosticism, and there they were, all the Egyptian references. And I found that, you know what, Gnostics and Freemasons have the same belief. It's just that the Gnostic is much older. Not only is the Gnostics pre-Christ, but I'll submit that there are those who continue to listen to Satan after the garden. I believe that there was two seeds that went forth from the garden. The seed of Adam, who went on to the lineage of Noah and Shem and David and so on, and then the lineage of those who believed in enlightenment and knowledge. Now we talked about royalty here before. We looked at how they follow these bloodlines. We talked about presidents and others who are Freemasons. These are all also people who looked at being enlightened ones. Who came as an angel of light? Or who would come as an angel of light? So this belief in attaining knowledge and attaining enlightenment is simply Satan worship. And there's no other real explanation for it than that. So I would really watch this whole Da Vinci thing carefully. And if you're reading it, I would read it with a very, very careful and discerning spirit. Because it does want to draw us in to this idea of discovering a secret. And then when we discover the secret, it will set more breadcrumbs out for discovering more and more secrets. Other ideas such as that the Apostle John, these are all followers of John, whereas the Catholic Church was followers of the Apostle Peter, so that there would be a different apostle that they followed. The John apostle followers were fasters and they were not idol worshippers and so on. But wasn't it Paul that said to us about baptism in anybody's particular name, that it wasn't good to be believing that you were baptized in Paul or you were baptized in Barnabas or so on, but we're only baptized in Jesus. So to follow any doctrine of an apostle doesn't make sense. They bring in other books like the Gospel according to Thomas, and other books that you won't find in your Bible, but they claim were also left by the apostles. But today we studied in our lesson about obeying the church. Today we studied about obeying the apostles, and what we learned today was that the apostles act as 12 with one spirit. There's no individualism in the apostles. There's no individualism in following any man out of the church. In Galatians chapter 1 and verse 6 did warn us about such things. And let's just get that out. It says, I marvel that you are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of Christ. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So let us remember that in some of these things that are going to come to us. In the last days, God will send a strong delusion upon those who don't believe, that they would believe a lie. These are simply end-time signs. The Da Vinci Code is another one of the end-time signs, that God is allowing this delusion to come upon non-believers. But we as a church must keep ourselves pure from these things and remember that Jesus did die on the cross.